So the goal is to have a man, a masculine man, a strong and healthy masculine man, chase you and pursue you. But you can't do nothing. That's not how life works. So let's talk about a few little bits and pieces that we can be doing to invite a masculine man and encourage a masculine man at the same time as being very easeful and peaceful throughout the process. Hello and welcome to Faithfully Feminine. My name is Tilia and I'm so glad you're here. In this channel we talk about faith, femininity, wellness, and healing our relationship with the masculine so that it can be as positive and healthy as possible. If this is something you're interested in, please subscribe. I would love to have you as a part of our community. Now today is Valentine's Day, and the day had me thinking and reflecting on the many years that I've had of lonely Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, and brief romances of Valentine's Day. This year I'm married and I'm so grateful for that. I'm so excited to celebrate tonight with my husband. But I thought I would make a video because I know that when I was single in Valentine's Days in the past years, I was so frustrated. I was so impatient. I would get to Valentine's Day and I would just be like, why? Why isn't this happening for me? What can I do? How can I make this happen? Impatience really was the main feeling I had on Valentine's Day, especially because all my friends were posting about all of their Valentine's stuff. Sometimes I would have things going on with some boys, but they were always just starting out and didn't really kick off. Today I'm going to be talking to you about ways that we can attract a masculine man with faith and action so that you can feel like you're doing something, so that you don't just feel helpless and like, oh, another February 14th goes by and I'm still single. It's so important as women, as feminine women, that we are moving towards what we want. But it's also important to be feminine and graceful and restful in everything that we do. So that feels a bit contradictory. Let's talk about it. So here are the two emotions that I generally felt on a Valentine's Day. 1, I wish a man would just chase me. I wish he would just pursue me. I wish he would just come after me like a princess in the movies and I do nothing and he just does everything, and I want a man to chase me. Not wrong at all, very natural. The other side of the coin was the part of me that wanted to make it happen. Let's do this. I'm gonna become a wife. I want a boyfriend. What can I do? Let me learn all of the flirting techniques. Let me learn how to get in the right areas. Let me sign up for every dating app. I'm gonna make this happen. In this channel, we talk about femininity. So we definitely don't wanna be in a chasing mindset. That is something I've spoken about in my last videos. But I don't want to completely discount action. Action is so important. We can't survive without action. And action also helps us to feel like we're moving towards something, like we're going somewhere and we're not just stagnant. So what I'm going to do today is give you a few tips on how you can be in a restful state of mind, a calm, easeful state of mind, but yet make micro movements towards becoming a woman that is pursued by a masculine man. So the goal is to have a man, a masculine man, a strong and healthy masculine man, chase you and pursue you. But you can't do nothing. That's not how life works. So let's talk about a few little bits and pieces that we can be doing to invite a masculine man and encourage a masculine man at the same time as being very easeful and peaceful throughout the process. Okay, so first is understanding the balance between faith and action. Faith in God, the universe, whatever you believe in, that there is a man for you. Okay, there has to be a mindset that you need to adopt that believes that there is a man for you and that believes that you are a girlfriend or you are a wife. Okay, so if you want more about faith, there's a lot of videos I've got on my channel about cultivating faith and rest. I'm not going to spend too long on that, but it's really important that you bring yourself to a place of trust and belief that the right person will come at the right time. That could be through praying, that could be through meditating and surrendering, and affirmations, reminding yourself that you are worthy of a husband, you are worthy of a boyfriend. If you can cultivate a mindset that knows that it's possible and that it is yours if you want it, that is the first and foundational step. Once you've got the faith down pat, then you need to move into action. Movement, baby steps, nothing crazy, nothing chasing, just positioning yourself in the correct locations and places with the correct body language and flirting tips so that you are open and available for a man to find you. So firstly, let's look at positioning ourselves. What does that mean? Location, what does that mean? It means that you are not sitting at home and never leaving the house. It means that you are joining community events or groups. I would highly, highly, highly recommend going to church because there are good men in churches. There are lots of feminine women in churches, and most of the time the people in churches are looking for marriage. Their goal is marriage. So that's a really good place to start. Otherwise, you can go to sporting groups, join a team sport, an art club, a hiking club, turning up at your work functions, making sure that your body and yourself is in a position where you can meet new people. Now, when you are in these situations and you're surrounded with new people and men who you might want to attract or whom you believe has potential, then you can also physically position yourself in a way that is inviting and warm. The first thing I would encourage you to do is to practice getting vulnerable and being open. It's really easy in a social setting when you're alone or you don't have anyone to talk to quickly grab out your phone and start texting and look busy, because then you're not vulnerable and you don't look like lonely or a loser. However, if you're doing that or have a expression on your face that is not inviting, no one's going to feel like they can come up to you and talk to you. It's really hard to do, but you just practice in small doses. You're alone in public or at a party and no one's talking to you. You go to pull out your phone and be like, no, I'm just going to wait 10 seconds before I pull out my phone. And I'm just going to look around and I'm just going to have a nice, pleasant smile on my face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and anyway, you do the 10 seconds and then you can go on your phone. And then maybe next time you practice a bit more, make it 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, and then hopefully you'll get to a point where you can be really comfy just being vulnerable, just being present, just being open, really just having a demeanor that is looking around you and not completely huddled into yourself. It's hard work, but baby steps, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, you'll get better at it with time. But it's so important if you want to be meeting new people, and this could be friends as well, not just men. You need to be open and you need to be vulnerable. You need to be brave. And that means being present and not relying on your phone or only sticking with your friends, having an open body language. So you're in the location with new people, you're part of community groups, you're fixing your body language so that you're open and you're vulnerable. What next? Well, now I'm going to give you some flirting tips. Nothing too crazy. Again, we are feminine women. We are not going to outrageously flirt and chase a man and be too silly. But I'm just going to give you a few little tips, maybe for someone who's a little bit more shy, that can just encourage a man and show him that you're interested without feeling like you're putting yourself too far out there. So again, body language. When you are talking to a man, you need to be open, warm, and friendly. That is so important. The one body language thing that I would 100% recommend is the most effective is eye contact, okay? If you can hold eye contact even across the room or in a conversation, that can indicate interest in a really lovely, easy way that isn't putting yourself too far out that you would be rejected, but a man would take as really strong encouragement. So when you're in a conversation with him, really looking deeply into his eyes, okay? Listening to what he's saying, nodding, smiling, asking questions. And if it's someone who you're not in a conversation with or who's across the room that you think is good looking, you want them to talk to you, practice just looking at them and trying to make eye contact. As soon as they look at you and you get nervous, you can look away, and that's fine, because if they caught you looking at them, that would also give them a little bit of encouragement as well. Matthew Hussey talks about how eye contact is so important from across the room that you always need to be holding eye contact for like 2 seconds longer than you think is necessary. You think it's weird when you look at someone, but it's not that weird. and if you look at them for a split second, they might think it's a mistake. But if you just hold the eye contact, so you just look, 1, 2, 3, smile, and then look away, it will do wonders in encouraging a man to come and talk to you. I said before, in the conversations, looking them in the eye, and it's really important to ask questions, get them talking about themselves, get to know the person behind it. Don't worry about selling yourself. You don't need to. You just being there in the conversation, that will sell you. You don't need to talk about all of your amazing accomplishments or success or anything like that. Be interested in him, because 1, you can find out lots of information about him if he's someone you want to see again, but also people love to talk about themselves and it makes them feel more comfortable. So that will also just make him feel special and might create a little bit more of a connection between the two of you. And then lastly with flirting is compliments. Men love a compliment. You wouldn't think it, but they truly do. Now don't go too crazy with it, but just a really simple comment like, oh my goodness, your eyes, they're so beautiful. Just something as simple as that. Or, oh, cool shoes, they're such a nice color. That's it. It will make a man feel incredible. These are all ways that you can flirt and invite a man without chasing him. It's just giving him a yes. I used to think that I needed to play hard to get and I needed to act completely uninterested. But that just made men be like, oh, that's too hard. She obviously doesn't like me, and turn away. You don't have to throw yourself at a man to show him you're interested. Just small things like extended eye contact, being genuinely curious about him, and throwing in a compliment or two when you see him can work wonders. Now, if you get past this point of flirting and you know he's interested in you, I have one more tip, and that would be, as he pursues you now, and also if he doesn't pursue you, like if he sends you messages and then spends ages responding or is really wish-washy, just leave it. That's not the energy we want in our life. A healthy masculine man knows what he wants and he will chase you if he wants you. If he doesn't chase you, leave it, let it go. You've given your signs, you've made it clear, you've left yourself open and vulnerable, and if he doesn't walk towards that, then he's not the man for you. But if he does choose to walk towards you, if he asks you out on dates or messages you, absolutely show your interest, flirt with him. You might want to get a little bit more bold, but you still want him to be making all of the big moves. You want him to be asking on dates. You want him to be organizing the dates. He's the one who's messaging first most of the time. You want him to lead, you want him to chase you, but you want to make it easy. Not too easy as in you chase him, because that will make him run, but you want to just be in a place of trust and ease and knowing that he's going to come to you, and you welcome him warmly. You're not hard to get, you're not trying to play games with him. You welcome him warmly when he comes to you, but you are not going to chase him and run after him and text him first and ask him out and obsess over him. You can obsess over him in your mind because it's pretty hard not to, but physically, your action is done now. Your action was those initial little flirty bits, and now you can rest and have him chase you. And trust me, if he is a masculine man and he truly likes you, he will chase you and you will not need to do anything. I hope those tips helped you. Let me know which one was your favorite one below, or if you think I missed anything important, pop it in the comments and we can chat about it. Have a wonderful day and good luck with all of your endeavors using the tips in this video. I'll see you in my next one.